Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Johnny Nailz with
Mike the Crippler Cresta.
That's how we going, guys. Welcome to 5 Moves of Doom.
Mother, correct. Surely, normal men would lose sleep at just the mere thought of dancing with the reapers, with war, justice. That's y'all's game. I dig it. Like games too. War, that's my favorite. My soul snarls at just the thought of your quivering hands waving those white flags. You reap what you sow. You three boys picked a beautiful hill to die on. I'll advise y'all, be careful inviting the devil in your backyard, because he may just like it and decide to stay. Rob.
If you're WWE right now, do you press the panic button?
And panic money would be what?
We're a sinking ship. We need to do something. We're in deep shit.
They're not TNA. Unfortunately for us, us fans, WWE will be around because we still have, people who actually like the fact Batista won. We have people who actually like the fact John Cena has been in the main event scene for Lord knows how long. These are also the same people who say CM Punk and Daniel Bryan can't sell, but
Dolph Ziggler can't sell either. I own 3 Dolph Ziggler shirts.
But what are you talking about? He sells everything. He sells divorce advice to Ric Flair. He's awesome. But just remember when CM Punk had that 434 title reign. Yeah, he wasn't closing out the show. You can't say he's not selling. You know why your numbers went down? Because your main event when you had Daniel Bryan versus CM Punk versus Kane on a pay-per-view, which was a very underrated triple threat match, really good match, was John Laurinaitis. I'm sorry, Joe. Not Joe. It's John Laurinaitis versus John Cena. That's why I didn't buy that pay-per-view.
I haven't bought a pay-per-view in a while.
That's why.
In fact, I think the last pay-per-view I bought was Unforgiven 2000 and...
If you're thinking about like that extra 9, 9
I think it was 9.
So it's been a long time.
Yeah.
I ordered WrestleMania. I ordered SummerSlam. Why?
Put it this way, Jericho beat The Rock and The Rock and Stone Cold in the same night and became Unforgiven.
2000, I think it was.
There you go. That was the last pay-per-view I bought.
You said Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
First undisputed champion.
Oh yeah.
Number 1, officially, because the first one unofficially is Ric Flair when he came over and won the next 2 Rumble.
Did you hear the reasoning behind this?
No, what's the reason?
Okay, so there's a Dolph Ziggler and CM Punk. I'm sorry, I got CM Punk in mind. It's a Dolph Ziggler and Miz conversation with somebody when they went to a Cleveland Cavs game, and he asked them, didn't Chris Jericho win the title first? And they kind of replied, "Oh, well, he's the first undisputed champion of this new era." That was how it was played off.
What
the new era? I'm guessing the PG era, maybe. That's what they're talking about.
No, sorry. The inventor of inventing. This is the first undisputed champion.
There was also another documentation. There was like this big image going around that was talking about how WWE sees it in terms of how the belts changed hands and NWA broke away, became WCW champion, all that jazz. Mm-hmm. But anyway, the report is that the title that actually came out of retirement after Chris Jericho's reign as undisputed champion was not the World Heavyweight Champion, but the NWA Championship, which had never been unified by the WWE. The WCW title had been unified. So Chris Jericho was the first WWF, WWE champion, but it was never the first NWA WWE champion, which is what this guy is.
But yeah, the WWE bought out WCW, right?
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, WCW was NWA. So
Yeah. And
I'm
also,
sorry.
remember, so WCW was a part of NWA, and that's when they had that silver belt that looked exactly the same. Now the NWA still exists, by the way.
That's which, by the way, it was
Yeah.
called the WWE, the WCW International
Yeah.
Heavyweight Championship, if I'm not mistaken.
Which broke away.
When I think if I'm not mistaken, it was Vader and Sting, or Vader and Rick Rude. I don't remember exactly off the top of my head, but they unified it to make that big gold belt, especially after Flair left to the WWE the first time around. So they're trying to sit there and try to bring up the fact, I'm sorry, the internet exists, and you have the IWC, and you have people who actually have followed companies. WWE wasn't always the only company. At one point, you had ECW. At one point, you had WCW. At one point, you had WWF, which obviously were you guys before. And I followed all three religiously. So on Monday nights, I probably was one of those 400,000 people, or whatever amount it was, that changed when Tony Schiavone said, "Oh, and there goes Mick Foley with the win," whatever the case was. We followed this, and again, I'm 23. I was 22 years old, but little by little, I remember certain things. I've gone back,
I've
Thanks to the
rewatched a lot
internet.
of
I
stuff,
have
yeah.
rewatched a lot of things.
Anyway.
I'm sorry. Undisputed belt. I'm sorry. First undisputed champion.
Case
Only Chris Jericho.
Both these guys agree right here. So back to the question with the sinking ship, though. So what I'm referring to is, okay, let's hypothetically assume that the CM Punk is a work, okay, and he'll eventually come back at some point. We know that the WWE fans don't want to see Batista Orton. How do you fix WrestleMania?
How do I fix WrestleMania?
Yes, because this is WrestleMania 30. This is a big
so apparently
deal.
the face of your company, quote unquote, the actual face, because the storyline face, Randy Orton, shit isn't working.
Mm-hmm.
Your $100 million man, John Cena.
He's locked into Bray Wyatt right now.
Last year after CM Punk lost to The Rock, actually went in. I think it was in February, some date in February, on a Raw. Put on a hell of a match with CM Punk, and it's the first time he ever beat CM Punk in any match of significance. Mm-hmm. And what was at stake? That number one contendership that he earned at Royal Rumble.
It's true.
What would I do? Okay. Tisa, you don't deserve it. You've been out for 4 years. You actually bashed the company a couple of times while you were gone. Mm-hmm. Wait, just hold on. He bashed the company a couple of times.
He did. Yeah, he called. He didn't want to be a part of the PG era.
He didn't want to be part of the PG era. But yet, the first thing you do, your first match back is Royal Rumble, and you get to meet men in WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. You had the Ultimate Warrior who spoke shit about Vince McMahon, whatever the case is, and they didn't get it wrong. Hulk Hogan, same shit. Same boat. But yeah, you earn, just. But if I was running the company, creative, Triple H, McMahon, I'll put either Daniel Bryan or CM Punk. It's main event WrestleMania that way. Have them go
against
over
Orton?
Dave Batista.
Against Orton?
Yeah, I'll keep it against Orton. You see, you know what? Orton, he may not be the person we want as champion. We would never always get that. We didn't want The Rock as champion. We don't want John Cena.
No, we always have champions that we don't want to see.
But then again, that's the whole part of it. You want somebody to lose.
Yeah.
You want that person being chased.
Truth be told, there's more people that we don't want holding the belt than we do wanting.
Goldberg chasing Hulk Hogan to get the belt. Mm-hmm. We had
Jericho chasing 25 years of wrestling to get the belt.
You had Michaels getting it from Bret Hart. You also had Stone Cold taking the belt away from Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania. Yeah. You always gotta have your good guy, your bad guy, no matter what. Yeah. And I honestly think keep Randy Orton in the main event. He has done nothing wrong. You know what? We wanted him to go heel. And the same way I've always said, if John Cena goes heel today, in the manner that we want it, be a Hollywood Hogan-esque type thing, he's going to get cheered, and that's exactly the opposite of what they want to do. They'll be feeding to what we actually really want. Yeah. Which, at the end of the day, doesn't really make much sense to feed what we want. Yeah. I would be glad if John Cena was to go heel in a matter of the same way Randy Orton just went heel. where it's basically, you know what, it's about me. And you know what, I can care less what you say. It's about me. I'm gonna be the face of the company. I'll be, whatever cases.
John Cena, John Cena may be the only wrestler who is not a kayfabe.
No.
John Cena is outside the ring who he is inside the ring. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
Because that's why the whole thing is, he doesn't want to change his character. He doesn't want to become heel because he doesn't want to screw up his Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Because along the lines, again, going back to the whole being sports entertainment, do you ever sit there and think you would ever heard Harley Race sit there and say, nope, I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back to being a heel.
No, Harley Race like being a heel though.
You think you would ever hear? You would ever think? Ric Flair say, no, I want to be face. No, why can't I be face?
That's true.
The other day, you're playing a show. It's as like I say to people when they say wrestling is fake. You watch movies. You go and you spend $15 each time a movie comes out.
Yeah.
Transformers 4 is coming out. Oh my god, I gotta go watch it. It's fake. But you still go watch it. It's scripted. Same shit.
And CG action. At least these guys are actually doing their own stunts.
You always have your people. For example, like the last Indiana Jones movie that came out, his friend. Yeah. He basically pulled a heel move and actually set him up.
True.
We have this actually happen. We have these interactions in other places aside from wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, it's sports entertainment, and these guys buy into their character. But at no moment do you see Nikolai Volkov sit there and say, I don't want to be a Russian anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to be Russian anymore. He even changed his name legally to Nikolai Volkov. But if you told him, go out there and be a heel, okay, I'll be a heel. Go out there and be a face. Oh, I'll go be a face.
Yeah, because it's just the character
going back to wrestlers of the 1980s and just keeping it in that same Sergeant Slaughter. Sergeant Slaughter was a heel. He at one point, Sergeant Slaughter was a character based off the G.I. Joe, and then you have him supporting Iraq, quote unquote, with the Iron Sheik.
Yeah, America.
With the Iron Sheik.
I remember that.
Main event in WrestleMania with Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, but it was just to make Hulk Hogan look that much better.
It was, but what I'm saying is you have characters. Again, your character. So it doesn't matter if you're the biggest face on earth. Hulk Hogan was the biggest face on the earth. And what happened? He got stale. WCW crowds did not want him showing up. Yeah. He was a product of WWE. He was expected to win. He wasn't wrestling.
He even wore yellow and red.
Compared to the terms of what wrestling was when you had Macho Man, who was an exceptional wrestler. When you have Ric Flair, who I think today can out-wrestle half of the roster in the WWE. And he's been retired for how many years now?
And the entire roster of TNA. Officially.
I'm sorry. You can't just be this 5 moves. You can't sit there and keep on with the same shit all over again. Yes, Cena, you have come up with some moves.
This is how I would fix the WWE's current situation. Let's assume for a moment that the CM Punk thing is a work.
Yeah.
In Chicago, he comes back and challenges Batista for the #1 contender. I agree with that. I think that would be an awesome story arc. I think at Elimination Chamber, Daniel Bryan should win.
Yes.
As a massive swerve. Maybe Brock Lesnar comes out, destroys everybody in the ring, and Bryan gets the win somehow. Whatever it is. Setting up Bryan Punk Mania, which is what everybody wants to see. Now everybody's like, but then what happens with the Triple H storyline? Well, this is what happens with the Triple H storyline. Randy Orton recently has been getting screwed by Triple H.
Yes.
He's not. He was supposed to be the corporate champion, the face of the company, and he is going from. And he's getting told, Dave Batista, you have to run the gauntlet. You have to beat Batista. You have to beat Lesnar. You have to beat Cena. You have to beat this guy. You have to beat all 3 members of the Shield.
Give them, giving the company some benefit of the doubt. Mm-hmm. They're telling him he should be a champion the way what Triple H was. You face the best of the best. Yeah. You know what? But this is completely different when the 2 of the best of the best, quote unquote, are 2 part-timers who won't be in the company come August, come July, because one of them is going to be
August. Yeah, August.
The other one is going to be
here in August.
Apparently being in UFC again because Dana White wants to fight over there, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
But Triple H, remember, when you were wrestling for that belt, you had Austin, you had Taker.
By the way, Austin didn't want to drop the belt to Triple H. That's why he involved Mankind in the match. Dropped the title to Mankind, who had to drop it the next night.
And wait, the funniest thing ever is that you're doing the same thing to them. to people who deserve it. You deserved it. You were a great heel. Great.
Yeah. He was a great everything.
But you're forgetting where you came from. You had Austin. You had Rocky. You had Angle. Foley. Taker.
Benoit.
Kane.
Guerrero. Angle.
Not one moment were you the only
Edge.
person. At no moment were you the only person. No moment whatsoever.
No.
So, you know what? This whole Randy Orton being pushed to whatever cases, that's fine. I can honestly sit there and see. I have
Wouldn't
no
you
problem
be
with
okay
it.
with that match?
I would be fine with it.
An Orton Triple H
You know
match?
what? I would easily be fine with, you know what, also just leading up the fact that, you know what, who Daniel Bryan beats and why? Batista. And why? Because Brock Lesnar came in, and after this whole incident that happened on Monday, destroys him. I am better. Honestly, Brock Lesnar is a lot bigger than Batista is.
Well, so the whole rumor behind Mania right now is that there's like 6 matches that are set in stone that we know of. We're probably gonna have Ultimate Warrior right back either on the pre-show or the first match of the night.
10. 10.
This bothers me because, in all honesty, Ryback was supposed to be pushed to be this big monster, the human wrecking ball. Feed me more, I destroy you, run through you like I'm Ultimate Warrior. He's going to have a match against Ultimate Warrior who will run down to the ring, shake the ropes, destroy him with some flying elbows, lift him over his head in the military press, drop him, pin him, and then run right back out of the ring in
And get his paycheck.
In a minute and 15 seconds.
You're complaining about this?
I'm going to make that prediction right now. In a 2-minute match.
And you're complaining about this?
2-minute match. No, I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying that's kind of a waste of a Mania spot. Ryback shouldn't get a Mania moment. The guy is garbage.
I mean, but who else are you going to throw out there, Ultimate Warrior?
I don't know.
Who else deserves it to get botched on or something?
Ultimate Warrior, I don't even think should have a match. I think he should get the same treatment all the other Hall of Famers got. Come out, wave to the crowd, appreciation, and that's it.
See, but this is
unless he can really go.
This is where you're wrong.
Flair didn't come out and wrestle.
Because, what you talking about, bro? His retirement match, he was inducted into the Hall of Fame the day before his retirement match.
Yeah.
This is where I say the company, if Hulk Hogan could wrestle, we actually would be seeing Hulk Hogan versus John Cena for the heavyweight championship. We know that.
Thank God Hulk Hogan's
Thank
not.
God. Thank you, Jesus. It's like 10 moves combined.
No, you forget. Are we counting each punch, like left and right, or are we just? Is it just
wait,
a punch?
correction, because Hogan only does 3 punches, drop kick, and scoop slam.
He doesn't do drop kick. He does a leg drop.
Oh, leg drop.
Yeah,
I'm
scoop
sorry.
slam, leg drop,
scoop
punch.
slam, leg drop.
He doesn't even throw a
And he
kick.
points.
Yeah, and shakes his head really fast. So we have Hogan's, who's going to be the host. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, he deserves it.
I'm okay.
Yeah, he was there at number 1.
I do think that it should be Hogan and Piper hosting together. I think that would be an awesome element because Piper would kill him on the mic.
Piper. Oof, that's going to be a discussion for another day.
Yeah. So then you have the Ryback match. Then you have the John Cena versus Bray Wyatt match, which I'm okay with because as long as John Cena is willing to put Bray Wyatt over,
he should be.
I'm very happy.
I see no reason why. You should be in the business to put people over. John Cena, you have gotten hurt the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Little do we know if the next time you get dropped on your head or you try to do a Cena Karana, you break your neck and you can't wrestle anymore.
God forbid.
What are you talking about?
In
all seriousness, you know what? Going back again, CM Punk, people are complaining about the fact, quote unquote, he did not want to put Cesaro over. CM Punk is in this industry through business, and business always comes first. And Cesaro going over CM Punk, I highly doubt CM Punk is going to sit there and say, no, Cesaro can't go over me, I'm better than him. No, listen. Cena should be putting Wyatt over.
So there's a rumor going out there that Punk didn't want to put Cesaro over.
Yeah.
The guy he just finished saying.
Our people are saying this. The IWC is saying that the reason why is because he actually was supposed to just put Cesaro over at Raw for him to be in an Elimination Chamber match and you get to qualify for the match, which is fine.
So instead, they had Ziggler dropped for Cesaro.
Or instead, they could have just sat there and added, Punk into the Elimination Chamber match instead of Cena.
Or Sheamus.
Or She-Bitch. I don't know. Listen, Cena versus Wyatt, I would love it. You know what? Bray Wyatt is really a beast on the mic.
We're almost guaranteed to have a Big E Langston match and a tag team titles match. Those two titles have to be kind of defended.
Yes.
But the question is, do you think that the New Age Outlaws will be champion come WrestleMania?
I would like to see them put the Usos.
I believe that they're going to put the Usos
opening
over.
the match. I would love it.
I could see that.
I would love it because you know what?
Right now they're not running a program with the Usos.
Not yet.
It looks like
Elimination Chamber seems like they're gonna go over. Obviously,
Rhodes and
we're gonna get another WrestleMania match, which is the Rhodes Brothers. Which
that's another one. That's
hopefully would be really, really good match. Even if it's a 15-minute match, I like the prospects of it.
Regardless of who wins, it would be a great match.
Great match.
I
I would like to see Dusty put his little brother over.
Yeah, I would
which probably would happen. It would be awesome to have the father be ringside or guest referee.
That would be epic.
Which would be awesome. Dad split in between two, but we're putting too much emphasis on WWE's creative. They can't do this. They can't handle it.
Yeah. What about the other set in stone match? Is the Shield, the triple threat match. Do you think that's going to be for the European title?
Dude, there's no European title.
I'm sorry.
The United States title.
Sorry about that.
I would hope so.
Edit that shit up.
Because
let's run that one more time, Sean. The Shield match. Do you think that it's going to be for the United States title?
Yeah, I would hope so. I mean, the last time the United States title was actually defended was actually back in October 28th.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like it's going to get
anytime soon. Yeah. But I would hope so, And again, like I said earlier, before we started taping this, it could be the match of the night at WrestleMania.
Do you think Reigns wins, or do you think they give it to Rollins?
I do see Reigns going over. I do see Reigns because he's their next big baby face. Unless they decide to sit there and find a way to dick him out of it.
I think that it's going to be the heel swerve. I think Rollins will leave this match as champion. I think they'll take it from Ambrose to give it to Rollins because Rollins was an NXT champion. He was the first NXT heavyweight champion. And I think that they'll put the biggest babyface, Roman Reigns, coming out of that Shield group to go for a bigger title, the IC title. I think maybe not against Big E because Big E could drop the belt at Mania to somebody else.
Well,
maybe
we would have to see. We would have to see what the prospects of that is going to be. It would be awesome, Reigns does need a lot of wrestling still. He still needs a lot of growing up to do. But I mean, I can see WrestleMania 35 being Roman Reigns versus Dean Ambrose or Seth Rollins for the belt.
For the heavyweight
title. Yeah. It's very big prospects for these three guys, and they're awesome. We also have the guys down at NXT. You have Sami Zayn should be coming up shortly. Paige is coming up shortly as well. Emma's already up.
You also have Tyler Breeze, who's got an awesome gimmick.
Great gimmick,
You have the bounty hunter. Well, they changed his character.
You have
which has been awesome for Randy Orton.
You have a lot of people down. And quite honestly, there's so many perspectives, and it's just the emphasis on creative. We have the Cena versus Wyatt match, the Randy Orton versus Batista as it stands at the moment.
What about Lesnar Taker?
How
do you feel about that Lesnar Taker match?
I would rather see somebody else face Taker at this point in Taker's career. He needs to be carried. And
the only person that I could see facing Taker would be Roman Reigns.
Only other person. I mean, rumors are he's asking for Bryan.
But Triple H got Bryan right now.
Yeah, at this moment, thanks to CM Punk angle. But if they were smart, I would put the belt on Bryan. Give Punk the first, the main event. And
that's what I'm saying. Dude, I would
give him. Listen, not a 60-minute Iron Man match. That would be awesome.
Right now, we know that WrestleMania is about a 4-hour event now.
Yeah, every 10 years, every big one, WrestleMania 10 was it was close to 4 hours. So, WrestleMania 20 had 12 matches on the card, if I'm not mistaken, 11 or 12.
So quickly,
Actual action.
Yes, 105 minutes of actual action. That is, in my count, only an hour and 40 minutes for a pay-per-view.
Taker's entrance is long.
Yeah,
Orton, the ring has to come to Orton.
Yeah.
Give or take, this show should be going around 3 hours.
Yeah. So that means we have more than enough time, as the thing stands right now, to add in an Iron Man match for 60 minutes.
We're getting too greedy. I'm good with a 30-minute Iron Man match. I'm good with an actual just match of what would actually be a great wrestling match. You don't believe me? Go back to any pay-per-view event when CM Punk was the champ, and you have him going against Daniel Bryan. He is the only person in the company right now, aside from Rollins and Ziggler, who can match CM Punk. They're the only ones who can really match and he can combine.
Corey Graves is really good, but he's in the NXT. I think he's not.
I can tell you this much: if you want to go back in time, WWE, and realize what earned you money, what earned companies money, in ECW, the best match that they wanted, the crowd wanted, was Sabu versus Taz for their first pay-per-view.
Yes. And they built that up.
They built it out.
Paul
Heyman. You have Paul Heyman in your company. You have Zeb Coulter in your company. You have 2 of the greatest wrestling minds in your company. 3, actually, because Vince McMahon, even though you have a hard-on for these steroid freaks, you have a great wrestling mind.
Yeah, you do.
And if Ted Turner was anything like you would have a rival company right now. Because TNA, I'm sorry, you're not cutting it.
Anyway, guys, so from now on, just below, right underneath this little video, you'll see a link to all our blogs. You'll see a link to our Facebook page. You'll see a link to our Twitter account, our Facebook. Hit us up. Let us know what you think. Follow us, like us, help us.
Share us. Help us out. We'll help you out.
Of course. Yeah. And we always want to hear what you guys say. So if you guys want to write us a message, let us know. Our emails will be there. Our blogs will be there. You can always comment. We'll take the best ones and we'll answer them live.
Questions. You guys got questions? Go ahead and shoot them.
Yep.
5 moves of doom.